Are we live? Are we live? Hello, everybody. Are you here? Let's test it out. Let's test it out. Hello, hello. Let's test it out. Can you guys hear me? Hello, hello, everybody. I'm still waiting for it to pop up on my screen. Until then, if you are here or if you're watching replay, make sure to comment with the word replay. Let me bring in my mic closer. I think it's good. Cool. It's good? All right, my husband's telling me it's good. All right, here we go. Hello, everybody. My name is Heather, your YouTube coach. Welcome to the second episode of a weekly live stream that I'm doing here on this channel to help you create your corner of the internet. And for today's episode, I thought we would talk about if you're feeling discouraged with your channel, because I was feeling kind of discouraged this week. So I kind of wanted to share a little bit about my mindset, what I'm working through, and things that are helping me kind of overcome these things that I feel like are holding me back. And I think some of you guys are going to be able to resonate with. So again, if you're new here, or if you're watching the replay, make sure to leave a comment with replay. And if you chime into the chat, let me know what your YouTube channel is about and what kind of YouTube channel you are building. All right. So we're just going to jump into it. So if you're feeling discouraged, the first thing I want to tell you is that it's totally normal for you to feel discouraged, lost, or confused, or overwhelmed when it comes to YouTube. I think it's just part of the territory, right? So the first thing that I kind of want to just set the stage for you is that you are not uniquely equipped to fail at this, right? Like there's nothing about you that is going to make this harder. It's really the same ground rules for everybody. So if you're feeling like it's significantly harder for you, that's just because it's your own journey. And of course you're going to feel, you're going to feel like everything is harder for you because that's what you're going through. But people have done YouTube with less. Like people have done this with less resources, less time, less talent, less, less assurance, less research, all of these things. Like people have done it with less. People have done it with more, of course. But there's nothing, stopping you from being able to achieve what it is you want to achieve with YouTube, right? So let's just get that out of the way. If you feel like you're just not good enough to do this, not qualified enough to do this, not equipped enough to do this, you don't have the right equipment, or you don't have the right, whatever it is, whatever limiting belief that you might have, I just want to tell you that that is something that you're putting on yourself. And there's, it really is just about realigning your mindset so that you are not stopping yourself from continuing on this journey, because really that's the only thing that's stopping you is like how you see it. Even if you are comparing yourself to somebody else, even if you think you don't have the right equipment, again, people have done it with less. So let's just get that out of the way, right? Now, 3 things that I want to address today if you're feeling discouraged or overwhelmed. So let's jump into it. The first thing is, if you're feeling discouraged, I want you to think about, holding yourself back before you've even really gotten started. And I think the trend that I see is that people are nervous to start YouTube, then they start YouTube, and then they start to freeze, right? Like as you begin your journey, you're excited, you have this gusto, you have this excitement to begin this new thing, and then eventually like the wheels kind of crank to a stop, you run into friction, you hit obstacles, and things get harder, they feel hard, and you come to a point where you're wondering whether this is worth continuing, right? And just like I said, how you're not uniquely equipped to fail, it's the same thing where everyone's going to kind of hit the same obstacle. And I think that all these obstacles that you're going to run in on YouTube are totally overcomable. And most of it is like just about you being resourceful. I think YouTube is a creative endeavor. So it really is just about like, okay, how can you solve this problem? What can you put together from your experience, your perspective, what your equipment that you're working with to overcome this problem, and reminding yourself of why you even started this in the first place, right? What is it about your story that you're passionate about sharing? What is it about this journey that is super fun for you, which is why you're doing it in the first place? Try to think about that so that Because once you hit kind of this like pit in the road, really what that is like, think of it as the boss of that level. Okay, so you're at the last boss of that level, and in order to get to the next level, you just have to kind of fight through that boss. And once you achieve that boss, you're going to come up to this next level. And that's really what it is, right? And for me, what I found is that every time I'm at this roadblock and I get to the next level and I push through, you do kind of really feel like an evolution. Even if that is not reflected in your channel, but you have a different creator mindset, that's awesome too, right? So thinking of it like that, try to think of feeling discouraged. Like, why do you feel discouraged? What is it that you're feeling discouraged about? Because this brings me to my next point, what to focus on, okay? If you're overwhelmed and you're feeling discouraged because you don't know what to focus on, I definitely understand how you feel. With YouTube, it's something that can take as much time as we're willing to give it. Like, you can literally spend 24/7 on YouTube. There's no, your to-do list on what you can do for YouTube is never going to end, ever. It could continue to grow and grow, and you can continue to give it as much time as you're willing to give it. So if you're unsure of what to focus on next, first of all, it's going to be totally different for everybody. So you want to examine that. But second of all, I want you to kind of look at YouTube as building a business. Okay. So, we are not necessarily, like, if someone were trying to build a business, it's not necessarily that you're going to try to be the next Jeff Bezos. Like, obviously there's only one of him, but that's not to say that you can't be the like new hip bakery in the city, right? Like, you could still have a very successful business doing your thing that you're passionate about, even though you're not the biggest one in the world. So it's the same with YouTube, right? Like, you don't have to be like Mr. Beast, but you could still be very successful and make an impact in your lane, in the thing that you're passionate about, in your industry, or with your perspective, or what have you. So when it comes to thinking about what to focus on, you want to think about like how you are different and who is the audience that you're trying to target. Going back to the bakery example, it would probably be people who like live around that neighborhood, right? That live around the bakery, because obviously it's not digital. It's like a physical place in person. It gets a little more complicated when you're dealing with the internet, when literally everyone has access to your channel. You're not trying to target everyone. Maybe a different example would be like a doctor, right? A doctor who specializes for ears or eyes, right? An optometrist does not need to meet with someone who has a heart problem, right? They would have to go see a cardiologist. So I know that's like a super obvious like example, but can you approach your channel with it being that obvious as well? What is it about your channel that stands out? And if that is still something that you struggle with, because I know I did when it comes to my vlog channel. My vlog channel is about my entrepreneurial journey. Okay, like, what does that mean? Think about the audience that you're serving, right? So going back to the doctor example, these are people who need glasses versus people who have heart problems. Who is watching your channel? Why are they watching your channel? Why are they watching more than one video on your channel? Why are they subscribing? Why are they sticking around? Why should they watch your videos for the next 6 months? What is it about your content that makes someone to stick around? And I think when we first jump into YouTube, it's really easy to say like, oh yeah, I'm vlogging, I'm documenting my entrepreneurial journey, I teach this, I show people this, but can you answer the question, why should someone watch 20 of your videos? Right? Like, it has to be more than because I think I'm cool, right? Like, what do they get out of it from watching you? And I think the hard part that I struggled with was I didn't want to limit myself. I didn't want to hone in on one audience. I kind of just wanted anybody to stumble upon it, but that's fine too. Like, you could totally take that approach. But if you want to grow faster, then the best way to do that is to work with YouTube. I don't mean literally like call up YouTube, but work with the YouTube platform to give it exactly what it wants so that it can promote your content for you. And the best thing that you can do is, if all of your content is clear and consistent, and it's very easy for even an AI to understand what your content is about and who it's for, it's going to be easier for YouTube to organically promote your content, get it in front of the right people, have it pop up in suggested, have it pop up on people's homepages, all of that without you having to do anything. Like, you just have to make the content, right? So getting really specific might feel hard. It might feel like you're restricting, or, you don't want to pigeonhole yourself. But, think of it this way. If you got real specific and got to 10,000 subscribers in 6 months because you were so specific, would you rather have that, or would you rather be more broad and go slower? Say it takes you 2 years to get to 10,000, right? Because I really don't think that, going back to what I said in the beginning, I don't think anyone is uniquely equipped to fail here. So if you think that YouTube is uniquely hard for you, it's not. It's just hard for everybody in their own journey, but it's not that you are less than, or you're not good enough, or you don't have the right equipment. It's just a matter of, figuring out how to work with YouTube so that you help it help you. Does that make sense? So I see some of you guys in the comments. I'm going to peek in here. So Tom says, you want the AI to say, I understand this. It's exactly right. Bama Guy is here. Hello. James is here. Rob Tech is here. And Cram is here. Awesome. Hello, guys. Hello. Thanks for being here. All right. So the other thing I wanted to kind of touch on when it comes to figuring out what to focus on. So, I can't really tell you what to focus on. I don't think really anybody can. There's a couple of things I would say to this. Like, the right advice at the wrong time is the wrong advice. And I know it could be really easy for us to go down the YouTube rabbit hole and watch all these videos about how we can grow our channel. But sometimes it's the most obvious thing that maybe you don't want to do, right? Like maybe narrowing down your content so YouTube understands it more. Or, maybe you've been doing the same setup or the same format for your videos, and maybe you need to switch it up. Or maybe your thumbnail game is can be leveled up a little bit. There's kind of I think it's pretty obvious some of these strategies that are kind of tried and true. If you think about it just like a business, there's business coaching and helping people to start businesses is a huge industry. Even though we've had businesses since the very beginning of time, commerce is a thing that's been around since there were 2 people on this planet. But there's still business coaches, there's still trainings, there's still YouTube channels about how to start a business. Because even though it's straightforward and simple, it's complicated, right? It's the same with YouTube. So when you're thinking about okay, what do I need to work on? What do I need to focus on in order to get to the next level? Kind of think about your YouTube channel like a business, right? So is your branding on point? Is it clear what you offer from just the outside of the storefront? Do you have enough product? Do you even have enough videos to tell the story? I think it's kind of unrealistic to expect a crazy amount of subscribers with only 5 videos. I think I would never presume to think that I had that talent. I think it's going to take more than that. So for me, maybe you're amazing, but I think for most people, I think it's going to take more. The other thing is comparing yourself, right? So you could compare yourself to if we're going back to the business example, you can compare yourself to all these other businesses, but why would a bakery compare themselves to the doctor or the restaurant or you know, the massage place or the school. Like, all of these are different types of businesses, but they all have a purpose. They all serve different audiences. One person can go to all of them, subscribe to all of these channels, and be happy and be fine. So I know I struggle with this, which is why I wrote this down, because I wanted to kind of tell myself this. If you're struggling with comparing yourself, think of it as you being an advocate for the industry or community that you're passionate about. So like, it's really easy for me to compare myself to other YouTube coaches. You know, there's plenty of times where I ask myself, like, what do I offer as a YouTube coach compared to the other YouTube gurus who have like thousands more subscribers? But I don't think that's enough to just like stop, right? Like, I think that if someone were to tell me that, like, if I were to look at another business coach or a YouTube coach, even, let's take that. Like, if someone was a YouTube coach and they had like, you know, I wouldn't define someone's ability to coach based on that number, because I don't think that conveys their ability to be a coach. And thinking of it as like being an advocate of the community, I love YouTube. I love YouTube creators. I love this community. I love what we're able to do on YouTube, what people are learning, interacting, connecting, all of that. And I just want to share that. Like, I'm passionate about that. And if I see my fellow YouTube coaches as other advocates, right? If I love YouTube that much, I should be super excited that there's other people who love YouTube that much and are sharing that love for YouTube with other people, because it just makes the world that I'm excited about more exciting to more people. Does that make sense? So if you think of people who are doing your similar type of channel as competition, I think it's really you operating from a mindset of insecurity. Like, why are you insecure? Someone else who's doing your similar channel is only helping the cause at the end of the day. So what is it about your thinking or your mindset or your approach with your own brand, your own story, that maybe you're a little discouraged or like shy about putting out there? And I think it really comes down to honing in on what makes you different, right? Like, I think it's very evident, if you were to compare me to other YouTube coaches, what makes me different from them. Like, I really try to lean into that. So it's the same thing with you. Like, regardless of what channel you know, your type of channel, what is it about your approach? Going back to the business example, like, this bakery can specialize in sandwiches versus desserts versus cakes versus cupcakes versus donuts, all bakeries. But there's an approach, there's a specialty, there's a personality that's different, a philosophy even that's different about that brand. How could you make that come through? How could you make that shine through? Through everything, like the way that you talk, the way that your set looks, the way that your fonts look on your thumbnails and your channel banner and all of those things. So, okay, I'm going to peek into the comments because I see some of you guys here. Bama says, I think trying to make a channel and being successful long-term in today's YouTube is pretty much hopeless. I mean, what's original nowadays? I don't think it's about being original, Bama guy. I don't think, I mean, because you could say that about anything. Like, you know, who's just like Mr. Beast is a relatively new YouTuber if you think about it in the world of YouTube, which was like, you know, since 2009 or whatever. So I don't think anyone's trying to be original, but stories resonate with different people, and that's always going to be true. Like, I think that's just a truth that is universal, right? Like, someone's story is going to resonate with this person and not that person. And I think that all stories are worth sharing. So yeah, I definitely would not recommend trying to be original. Like, I don't think that's possible, because like Bama Guy said, everything's been done. But also, what's reassuring about that is you don't have to be the first person to do it. You don't have to prove success. It's already been proven. If someone else has done it, the hard part is done. It's like Someone's already proven that it's possible. You don't have to do that anymore. You just have to do it your way, right? Like, I mean, I think that's reassuring, because I think it's hard to prove, like, proof of concept, trying to achieve that. Like, is this something that can work or not? Because you're gambling, right? But if you know that it's worked for someone else, then it's been done. You just have to figure it out for you. All right, Tom says, it's not so much about doing what's never been done as it is highlighting your unique angle on things, or how you can combine multiple ideas of interest. The best you can hope for is just to make the videos you want to make, other than what others think you should make. And if people like your stuff, you'll grow. What's daunting is that there are so many things I could level up, and I'm thinking I'm getting fatigued on what to adjust, switch up. That's probably why I tried doing YouTube Shorts yesterday, just to try it. Actually, James, I saw that. I wanted to ask you about that. I do the same thing, get overwhelmed sometimes. Northern Girl Hobbies is here. Mona's here. I'm definitely feeling discouraged. My subscriber number is low and not growing, but I suppose I could be more consistent. Is the key to just keep posting? Yeah, the key is a lot of things. It's hard to say. Like, I don't, of course I'm going to say, like, you know, no one's going to subscribe to an inactive channel, so you should be posting regularly. But there's plenty of people who don't post regularly and they still see success. So here, let me go into my last point of this, which is to get 1% better. So check out this book. You may have heard of it. This is Atomic Habits by James Clear. And there's something in here that I think is a good takeaway. Okay. If you haven't read this book, I haven't either. I'm this far into it. I'm on page 30, but already there's a lot of takeaways. Okay. So I'm going to show you this graph. Check this out. And it says, focus on getting 1% better every single day, which is totally doable. You don't have to like 10x your channel overnight. You just have to get 1% better. And here's why, right? If you can just get 1% better each day, you will end up with results that are nearly 37 times better after 1 year, which is amazing. And I would argue with YouTube, it's going to be higher than that, because we know that YouTube is not linear. We know that it really is a lot of the times about a scale tipping. Like, if YouTube can pick up on what you're doing, then it'll like, the growth will be a lot faster. It's hard to get your first 50 subscribers. It's hard to get your first 100, but then it gets like, the window of getting the next 100 ends up becoming shorter and smaller and all of that. Plus you've got more content, plus you're learning, you're leveling up your skills, you're getting new equipment, all of those things. So if you're discouraged, I would just focus on getting 1% better. Does that mean that overall you need to be creating more content? Maybe. Maybe it's, you know, my last 2 videos have been about, what is it called? Adding like an intro to your YouTube videos, or a pop-up subscribe button. Something, I mean, those things are something that you can spend an hour making, and that is something that will level up your whole thing. Definitely 1% better, like, moving forward, because you just copy and paste it into every single video moving forward, right? So just think about, like, you don't have to think about, like, how do I get to 1 million? Just think about how you get 1% better every single time you make a video. Just one little thing. What's one thing that I can improve? What's one thing that I can change up? What's, you know, or watch other YouTube videos, see how you get inspired, and see if you can pull techniques. Like, even for my YouTube intro video, that was straight up trying to, you know, that was inspired by Tom, my husband. I watched his video and I was like, I want to make that same kind of look for my intro. So that was inspired by another YouTube video or another YouTube creator. So it's kind of that same thing of how can you always get 1% better? And that doesn't, the emphasis here is 1%. I know it's really easy for us to be like, okay, I need to get 1% better. So that means I have to spend $1,000 on a new camera. I think like that's you reaching to be 10% better. Like, maybe there's something that's just a little bit smaller that you can do that will make a difference and will contribute to the scale tipping, right? All right. Ruben, hi, do you manage the concept of growth whilst not biting on someone else's style? Do you manage the concept of growth whilst not biting? I mean, I think when it comes to this, I need to know like more of what you're talking about, but like I would never want to copy, right? I think it always has to, if you are inspired by other creators and you take, you know, you like their techniques or stylistically you like their format or how their videos look, I don't think there's anything wrong with like learning from the creators that have come before us, but it's always important that you're not trying to be someone else, because why would a viewer subscribe to your channel if you're just trying to be someone else's channel, right? Like how can you incorporate a technique on your channel to make it truly your own rather than just completely rip off, you know, someone's intro exactly, or someone's whatever exactly. Okay. Ron's here. What's up? Let's see. Northern Girl Hobbies. I'm finding that shorter videos are getting more watch time. Also, when you ask a question to your audience, will help increase commenting. Yes. So, okay. So here's the funny thing about YouTube is that like every way has worked. People have uploaded 3-hour videos and that gets them more watch time. People have uploaded 3-minute videos and that gets more watch time. So I really don't think like, because YouTube is so big, there's 2 billion people on here, who knows how many channels, you know, that's why it's hard to, you know, there isn't just a cookie cutter template on how to make a YouTube channel. You kind of just really have, a lot of it's a creative endeavor at the end of the day, which is hard to hear sometimes if you're like, how do I grow as fast as possible? But I really think it's a formula of what's the story that you want to tell, what's the best format on how to tell it, and who is going to be most impacted by the story that you're telling. You have to figure that out for yourself, that equation. You can watch all the YouTube tips in the world, but that doesn't make you a better storyteller. That doesn't help you figure out who you're talking to or who your audience is, right? So anyway, back to your thing, Northern Girl. If shorter videos are working for you, lean into that. I think that's a great thing. But also, you know, if you're watching this and you're thinking, oh my gosh, now I have to do shorter videos, that's not true. Like, it's not like one way works for everybody. All right, cool. Let's see. I'm late to this one. We got our house keys today. Congrats, Ron. So we've been moving stuff. It'll be slow move over the next 2 weeks. Awesome. That's so exciting. Let's see. That book is great. Megan's here. Anyway, I'm sure what Heather's saying, excellent, pays close to all right. Let's see. How long should your intro video be? That's a very good question. So Northern Girl, my video 2 videos ago was about my YouTube intro, and it's 3 seconds long. And I don't talk during the intro, so I don't even say my name is Heather, why, you know, subscribe to the channel, like this video, blah, 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 blah. Just because I personally, when I hear that as a viewer, I tend to do this. I double tap. I skip it. Like, it's just the same thing when you know, when we used to watch TV and the commercials would come on, you'd change the channel and you would come back when the commercials were done. So I think the average YouTube viewer can sense a long intro and they'll double tap. So I don't bother, because if someone really liked my content, we know how to find out who the creator is. Like, we know how to subscribe to a channel. We don't need to be told to subscribe to a channel or like a video or anything. But that's also why I do the subscribe overlay. So I don't have to take time out of the video. It's just built in. Like, the subscribe button will pop up. There's going to be a bell sound, so you can hit the notification bell. It's just kind of like a subtle reminder. So my recommendation for video intros would have it be that it's like as non-intrusive as possible, so that you don't take away from the expectation that the viewer has about what they're going to watch. So if they're going to watch something about like how to do something, or like, you know, why this book is good, and you're going to go into a 30-second intro about who you are, what your channel is about, your whole life story, like, it's really, you know, people are just going to skip or choose another video to watch. That being said, we also want to look at each one of our videos as the very first time someone discovers us, right? So let's say right now you have 10 videos on your channel, and you're going to make 20 videos in the next couple of months. Most of your subscribers are not going to come to your channel until you make the 20th video from now. Which sucks, but that's just the reality, right? Like if you were at less than 1,000 subscribers, your goal is 50,000 subscribers. The 49,000 subscriber isn't going to find you until, your 300th video. So that being said, you want to make sure that your video does do a good job of not necessarily introducing who you are in terms of like, you have to describe exactly who you are and all of that. But like, is each and every single one of your videos an accurate reflection of your channel, right? Like, does each video paint the picture of this is who I am, this is the content that I make, and this is why you should subscribe? I think it's obvious for some people, but less obvious for others. So like on this channel, I'm a YouTube coach. I help you create your corner of the internet. I'm not a YouTube coach who's like here to help you, promote your business or like get millions of subscribers or whatever. I'm not saying that that's not part of it, but that's not like this. That's not the thing that I say out of the gate. On my other channel, I was a vlogger, documenting my journey as an entrepreneur. So like now you're getting smaller and smaller. Okay, you're a vlogger. What is the thing that you vlog? Entrepreneurship, cool. Narrow it down, keep getting more specific. So making sure that I definitely made this mistake on my vlog channel where if you pick a random video on my channel and ask like, okay, does this depict entrepreneurship and, vlogging my entrepreneurial journey? No, because it'll be a video about how I got married or my dogs or whatever. So definitely one of the things that I want to showcase on this channel is how I'm going to, kind of like rebrand my vlog channel to grow it. Because basically it's just a total mess right now. So I get it. But anyway, I don't even know how I got on that. Let's see, Big Fish Gaming. It took me 2 months to reach my 100 subscribers, and it took me another 2 weeks to reach 200 subscribers. Now I have 203, and I won't give up. I will make this thing happen. Big Fish Gaming, congrats on your first couple hundred subscribers. It took me, I don't even know how long to get 100 subscribers, man. Like, it took me a really long time. So if you got 100 subscribers in 2 months, you're doing the right thing. I think the hard part with YouTube is breaching... like I would say 200 is getting into a territory that is almost like what is it called? A rite of passage, because probably your first 100 subscribers are probably going to be people that like you can get your first 100 subscribers by telling your people on Facebook or telling your friends, telling your coworkers, telling your family, what have you. When you start to get like above 100, 200, now you're reaching people who have no idea who you are. Like you're meeting people that you'll probably never meet in person. So that's like an awesome thing that is super cool. So congrats on that. Let's see. Thank you for your previous answers, Heather. I split my channel a while ago and have a video with 7,000 views on the wrong channel. Should I leave it or delete it? I definitely think that, man, I know how you feel. So what I would do is I would upload it on the right channel because I think that matters. But you are going to lose the views. But think about it like, which channel do you want to grow? And that's the channel that video should be on. You are going to lose the views if you move it to, the right channel, if it's presumably on the wrong channel right now. But you also know that, wow, okay, that video did well, so presumably it should also do well on that channel. You just have to start over though. So, and like also, how can you replicate that video with a new story? Like, what was it about that video that made it work? Okay, so let's see. Expose the manosphere. Congratulations, I passed 1K subs in less than 6 months, but I have a niche topic. That's awesome. Let's see. I had to start again after getting flagged by trolls. Oh no. All right, cool. So if you're new here, my name is Heather. I'm a YouTube coach, and on this channel, I help you create your corner of the internet on YouTube, and I live stream on this channel every single Friday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you have any questions, feel free to save them for this time slot and know that I will be here to support you, to answer your questions or guide you or provide you my perspective. But today I was feeling discouraged when it comes to my channel and my business. And I know that the best way to get myself out of a negative mindset, is to help others. So I was like, oh, this is what I got to talk about so that I can remember my why and not stop myself before I've really given it a shot. So yeah, if you have any questions or if you have any ideas for tutorial videos I can make for you, I think the thing that really helped me when I was just getting started on my YouTube journey was a community. Like, it can feel very isolating, and it can kind of feel like it really helps to bounce ideas. It really helps to get feedback. Sometimes you can just kind of like lose yourself in your head and you're like, I don't know what the heck to focus on. I don't know, what does this mean? What do these numbers mean? Like, am I doing the right thing? Are my videos good? Blah, blah, blah. So if you, want to join the community here and be a part of it and join us every week, I'd love to get to know you. So definitely let me know what your channel is about. All right, want to talk about shorts after this? I can webcam you for a sec. Yeah, I can talk to you about that. I haven't tried YouTube shorts just because I don't even know. I'm waiting to see, I guess. Although the one thing that I have tried that's new and different in the past week is Clubhouse, which is a new app on the iPhone, which I'm sure you guys have heard of, because I don't know, for some reason in the past week it was like everyone joined in. Megan, I've really been enjoying your Canva tutorials. I was using it for Instagram stories, but I might start trying to use it for more video elements also. Okay, so I've been using Canva since my first job, over 10 years ago. And I didn't upgrade to Pro until last summer. And oh my God, it's been the best. If you were to ask me the one tool that I couldn't live without when it comes to YouTube, it would definitely be Canva Pro. If you are an Adobe fan, a Photoshop fan, congrats to you. If you're not, then definitely I think Canva Pro is the way to go. It's just improved so much, and I can't believe what I'm able to do for $13 a month. It's totally worth it. So I'm trying to learn more so I can share more. And the way that I see it is this is an easy way for people to up their YouTube game by 1%. So that's how I'm approaching every video, is okay, this is a real practical takeaway for you guys. So I'm glad you're enjoying them. Okay, let's see. I'm waiting to see how I didn't start YouTube 10 years ago. So I'm just testing the waters. Let's see. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us. Oh yeah, I'm telling you, okay, so let me tell you a little backstory about why I'm doing this live stream this year. It's because self-doubt and second-guessing myself and questioning myself is something I struggle with 24/7. I have a very negative mindset, for my own self, which is really annoying. You should really be your biggest cheerleader. But if you struggle like me, I have ADHD, I have anxiety. It's just how my brain is wired. And so I wanted to go into the new year to, by setting up things to help me be successful. And the one thing that definitely kind of takes me out of a negative mindset is when I serve people, when I'm helping people. Like, I love doing this. I'm reinvigorated after. It reminds me of why I want to do this. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to do this weekly so that whenever I can never go more than 6 days feeling really, discouraged, because I'm going to do this live stream and feel amazing after. So if there's any things that you can habitualize into your routine and into your schedule to make it so that you're in the best mind space to be creating, definitely explore. Like, maybe it's a live stream, maybe it's not. Maybe it's, maybe you need to do something creative that has nothing to do with videos, and maybe that is, something that will help you. But this is definitely like a half selfish endeavor for sure. But I'm glad you guys are benefiting from it. Let's see. What video editing software do you use? I use Adobe, but through my university. I will likely switch soon once I get the PhD. That's awesome. I use Final Cut Pro, and before that I used iMovie. So that's why when it was time to upgrade, it just made sense to go with Final Cut Pro, because it's basically iMovie 2.0. Let's see. I'm a fan of using Photoshop and stuff, but my skills can't make my designs look as good as Canva does. Yeah, that's another thing. The limitation with Canva is that you can't like create things from scratch in terms of, shapes and stuff, the way that you can manipulate things in Photoshop. You can't do that with Canva, but there's like so many ways to get around things and to work with what they have, and they have so many elements that you can use as, foundations to build other things. So that's also why I love Canva, because if you were to just give me a bunch of tools and a blank canvas, like, there's no way I can make something from scratch. I'm definitely more of a piece things together with building blocks. So Canva is awesome. All right, you just picked my comments. This is my first time name challenge on another YouTuber's live stream. Oh, great. Big Fish Gaming. Why don't you tell me what your channel is about? I'm assuming it's about gaming, but what is it about your channel? Is it different from other gaming channels? All right, so here's what we're going to do before we end the stream. If you have a YouTube channel that you're trying to grow, I want the 1-sentence description about what your channel is about in the comments. And I want to see how you are going to describe your content, right? So what's your channel about? Why should someone subscribe to your channel? Who's your channel for? 1 sentence. Go. And until then, I'm just going to sit here and hang out. Boo, 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 boo. Oh, I have let's see. I have some sound effects. Boop. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. Okay, Salamandra Alvarez says she does motivation. Cool. Motivation for who, how, who are you trying to motivate? How do you motivate them? What do you motivate them to get through? All of those things. Dr. Severin Bryan is here. Hello, I'm late. Better late than never. Hello. Thanks for being here. Northern Girl Hobbies. Canadian outdoor fun and fishing. That sounds amazing. I love it. And your channel's called Northern Girl Hobbies. That makes sense. Here's your homework for today, guys, okay? Is if you come next week to the live stream, I'm going to check out your channels, and I want you to be able to set your channel up in the next week so that when I go and visit your channel, I can describe your channel the way that you're describing it to me just by looking at it for 5 seconds, right? So if I were to go to Northern Girls Hobbies channel right now, would I be able to say that her channel was about Canadian outdoor fun and fishing just by looking at it for 5 seconds? And if not, what can you do to make it so that message is very clear? Do you have to change your channel art? Do you have to make a few more videos that are about that specific thing? What's the name of your channel? What do your thumbnails look like? Like, there's 1,000 ways to approach it, but let that be our homework for this week, and then we can check in next week. All right. Let's see. Leia Gray. Hi there. You were such a help for me. So thankful here. Yay. I'm so glad. Expose the manosphere. Mocking and combating online misogyny. That is like real specific. Let's see. James and Mark. Cooking and eating and drinking with my husband. That sounds fun. Let's see. Dr. Severin Bryan. Personal finance education for women presented in a fun and interactive way. That's great. I love that. You should be able to. Awesome. Big Fish Gaming says, I'm trying my best to make people laugh with my hilarious gameplay to make people have some smile on their face. That's amazing. I love that. And All Things Fab is here. Hello, everybody. Awesome. Okay, so you guys have your marching orders. You have your homework for the week. Maybe we can do some channel reviews next time, and I'll go and check out some of your channels. And again, 1% better. What's one thing we can do to just improve our channel by 1%, knowing that 1% better every day will present exponential gains. So with that said, if you guys have any last minute questions, I know that a lot of you guys are here. I will hang out for a couple more minutes with just Q&A. If you have any YouTube questions or video questions, I'll try my best to answer it. I can stick around for another 10 minutes. And if you're new to the channel and you are building a corner of the internet on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. And join me next week or every week, every Friday here, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's just basically going to be like office hours to help you on your journey to build a YouTube channel. Northern Girl, what time does the live start? It starts at 12 p.m. my time, which is Pacific time. So 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every Friday. I hope that's like a good time for everybody, because that's like lunchtime during my time. And I think like overseas people can still come. So yeah. Let's see. Nick is here. I always walk in just as you're ending. Also, if you guys are interested on my vlog channel, my husband and I have a live stream podcast, but we actually rescheduled our live stream for this week to be tomorrow. So if you want to hang out with us, his name is Tom Buck. If you don't know who he is, he just crossed 50,000 subscribers, and I'm super duper proud of him. But we're just gonna hang out and do our normal live stream called The Couples Table. And we are live streaming on my vlog channel, which is called Heather Just Create. And that'll be at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, if you guys want to check that out. Let's see. Everyone here is 1%. Let's go hard in 2021. Yes, for sure. For sure. I'll tell you guys right now, like, I know this is, I know it's cliche, but literally, I have seen a lot of people come and go when it comes to YouTube. And the guaranteed way that people don't make it on YouTube is they just give up. And oftentimes, if you're thinking about giving up, it's like way too early. Like there's no way that you've tried, like you haven't given it a fair shot. People have done it with less. So you can totally do this. You got this. What's the best way to get 4K what? WH? What is that? 4K like video? Awesome. If you're talking about video, I don't know what WH is. You need a camera that like has 4K, which I don't think mine does. And also I wouldn't recommend it because it like the files are super big. Oh, 4K watch time. Watch hours. Got it. Okay, what's the best way to get watch time? Oh my gosh, actually, I totally got an email before I streamed. Check it out. From YouTube. Check this out. Can you guys see this? Okay, you can't see it, but it says, "Hi, Heather Ramirez. Your channel has passed 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 public watch hours in the last 12 months. please apply for monetization. Yay! That's exciting. This channel has never been monetized, so I'm kind of excited about that. So how do you get 4,000 hours of watch time? The best way to do that is to make content, right? So if you don't have enough content on your channel to even get 4,000 hours of watch time, that's definitely the place to start. So if you think like, you know, like how many videos do you need to have and how many times do those videos need to be viewed in order for you to get that? If you only have a handful of videos, like you're not giving yourself a chance. So instead of thinking about, you know, instead of making videos and then just looking immediately at your watch time, just focus on making really, really good videos as often as you can. And know that every single video that you create is contributing to your watch time. Because if you're making stuff that people want to watch, then it'll just kind of, you know, it's kind of a given. And then also, you know, the other thing that is really, really helpful is to improve your thumbnail game, because you can have the best video in the world, but if no one clicks on your video to watch it, it doesn't even matter. Like, you know, Steven Spielberg can make a YouTube video, but if no one clicks on it because the thumbnail sucks, then like it doesn't matter, right? So it really needs to be, it really is the thumbnail and the title that give people a reason to click the video and watch it. And if you think about it, right, since most of your viewers they don't know who you are yet. If you're here, that's probably the case, right? Because I'm assuming if you're watching this channel, you're looking to grow. So most of your people have not found you yet. So if you want to get people to find you and help YouTube do that for you, you just have to really get specific with your content. As specific as possible. How can you go several layers, right? If you're a vlog channel, cool. What is it that you vlog? Is it your journey as a business owner? Cool. What's your business? Online business? What is it? You know, who is your channel for that would benefit? Let's say it's people who are starting a side business working from home. Okay, great. Now you've gotten more specific. And then you're giving more signals to YouTube that this is who your channel is for. And then another thing is kind of connecting the two is YouTube could be serving your content to people, the right people, but they're not clicking on your video because your thumbnail sucks, right? So like, just imagine if you're scrolling on the homepage of YouTube and there's like, you know, 50 videos to choose from, but your thumbnail sucks. Like, it's just, it could be that, like if you have videos on your channel that you think would still be worth watching even today, even though those videos are a couple, you know, they're kind of older, try changing the thumbnail. It could be that people are just clicking on the other videos instead of clicking on yours because the other people's thumbnails are better. And if you know, feel that you can't make good thumbnails, use something like Canva.com. Has a bunch of templates. There's 1,000 tutorials, more than that, on how to make good thumbnails. But take the time to see how you can level up your thumbnails so that people are more inclined to click on your videos, right? So getting really specific about your content, helping YouTube help you promote your content, and increasing your thumbnail game, I think is if you've got those three things, like the watch time should just happen automatically. I mean, not automatically, but it's just a matter of time. So yeah. And just to give you some perspective, like on this channel in 2019, from July to December, I uploaded twice a week, every Tuesday and Thursday for 6 months. And I built the library on this channel. And then in 2020, because it was 2020, I took a break from this channel. Like, I didn't upload at all. I think 1 or 2 times. And I just got the email to be monetized on this channel, which means since you have to get that 4,000 hours in a 365-day period, I didn't even upload in 2020 to get the 4,000 hours of watch time. So how did I get the watch time? Because I already had a library that people could watch. There's a whole library of videos that people could watch, even though it wasn't new content. It's still relevant content. It was still searchable content. It was still specific content to what people were looking for. So, you know, that just goes to show that you don't necessarily have to upload more, but you should, I think, making it so that you have a decent library of content is essential, because it's just going to be hard to generate 4,000 of anything if you only have a handful, right? Okay, here we go. Congrats. Let's see. What's an affordable GoPro camera that is decent? I have no idea. I've never had a GoPro, so I don't know. But I know the new GoPros are amazing. Like, I can't believe their stabilization. It's crazy. So I think it's the GoPro 7 that is good. Oh, here, GoPro Hero 8 is a good choice, and since it's the previous version, it might be able to be found with a good deal. There you go. Dr. Brian, be consistent too. That has helped build my watch time because a group of folks know I go live at the same time each Sunday, and YouTube is promoting the consistency. Exactly, right? So, I mean, how many times have I told you guys I go live every Friday, 12 noon Pacific Standard Time. Join me every Friday. I've told you the value proposition. I've given you a reason why you should be here. You've been sitting on this channel here for, 10 minutes each, let's say, and maybe presumably you'll be here next week. So you can kind of see how the watch time would just kind of happen automatically. But you know, like, your content has to be valuable. And there isn't boring content. There's only content that's boring to certain people and really interesting to some people. So if you're not interested in building a YouTube channel, you're not here, right? Like, obviously. So just figure out, like, who is your channel for? Get really specific about that. Do your own watch hours count for or against your watch time? I really think that I have no idea. I want to say that it doesn't count. So, but I really don't know, because I know your views count. Like, I'll, upload a video and then I'll put my first comment and pin the comment, and then it has a view. So I don't know. Leo Gray, first here, but you're the only one. Heather Ramirez helped me how to make my banner and my subscribe button, and I'm so happy that I found your channel. You do it so easy and quick. Oh, I'm so glad. That makes me so happy. Okay, easy and quick. That means in my next videos that I make, I gotta make it easy and quick. I like that. Thanks for that, Heather. That was very helpful. Let's see. Salamandra. Where do I position the thumbnail in the video when I'm editing? Beginning of the video. Where do I position the thumbnail? So the thumbnail isn't in the video, Salamandra. Like, I know that YouTube will pick thumbnails, but you can upload the thumbnail. So the thumbnail should be a separate, like, image that you make in Canva or Photoshop or something like that. And then when you upload the video, you can upload a thumbnail. And if you can't upload custom thumbnails yet, then you have to verify your channel. So that's the first thing that you should do. Go to youtube.com/verify. And you can verify your channel by doing, like, two-factor, it'll text you and all of that. So definitely do that first so you can get custom thumbnails. And then you should definitely be doing custom thumbnails. Like, that's a for sure. Let's see. I'm stuck on 71 subs. So Lyrical Nova, tell me what your channel is about, and let's see. What content do you recommend? I have no idea. Like, so this, I can never answer that for you. This is why I tell myself tell you guys I'm a YouTube coach, because I can't tell you how to do it. Like, I'm not saying I'm a consultant that's giving you the answer. Like, I would never presume to tell someone what their passion is, right? So what is something that you're super passionate about? What's your channel about? What can you talk about endlessly, right? Like, James is here. He's obsessed with food. So he can talk about food for the next 1,000 videos. So like, what can you talk about endlessly? I think it starts from there, because if you're passionate about whatever content that you're creating, then other people will too. It's just natural. Let's see. A consistent live does help. You have a subgroup of people who would tune in like a TV show. Let's see. Caveman, not a question, but thank you for the help. Hope you're having a good day. I am. Thank you. I wasn't earlier. I was feeling really gross. But yeah, let's see. I learned how to make a YouTube watermark from you. Thank you so much. I'm doing lyrics at the moment. Okay, like lyrics. So you do lyric videos, so it'll probably be music. That's hard. How do you differentiate your lyric channel versus everybody else? Maybe there's a type of genre that you focus on. Maybe there's a way that the lyrics look that are different. Does that make sense? Like, what? Okay, so let me tell you something anecdotally. There are a lot of YouTube gurus and coaches out there. So you guys don't need to come to me, right? Like, you could learn what I'm telling you from all these other people. And I would say the same is true for whatever industry you're in. There's I don't want to say their competition, but your channel has been made already. Your type of channel, okay? But like, how are you doing it differently? What's your specialty? What's your approach? What's your philosophy? What are you adding to the conversation that hasn't been said? And I really try to take that to heart, because if I'm just making the exact same video that someone else is making, then what's the point, right? Like, there has to be something new that I'm adding. And someone said it earlier, like, oh, you made this really quick and easy. I watched a bunch of videos, but you're the only one who made it quick and easy. Okay, cool. So that's quick and easy is how my videos stand out. So I need to make sure that that's what they are, right? I also try to take a very like friendly approach. I try to take an approach where I'm also on a YouTube journey with you. I like to lean into the fact that I'm a YouTube coach. Like, all these things are kind of ways that I differentiate myself. So like, even with a lyric channel, like, there's, you know, it would probably be with the way that it looks, right? So what, like, why should someone subscribe to your channel? If you're doing like all K-pop songs, then okay, cool. I know that when the next K-pop hit comes out, your channel is going to have the lyrics right away, right? So that's kind of something I would keep in mind. Okay, I just verified my account. Awesome. Where do I verify my account? youtube.com/verify. Very easy. youtube.com/verify. It'll ask you to put your phone number, and Google will shoot you a text or voicemail, and then you can get your channel verified. From there, you'll be eligible for all the other features like live streaming, custom thumbnails, I think like a channel URL once you hit 100 subscribers. So you can't do anything until you verify your channel. So that's the first thing you definitely want to do. And then start upping your thumbnail game. Cool. All right, guys. So I think that's where I'm going to end it for today. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I hope you found this helpful. And again, tune in next week where maybe we can do some channel reviews. If you guys are cool with that, I can share my screen and we can dig into each other's channels and help each other grow. So again, my name is Heather. I'm your YouTube coach, helping you create your corner of the internet here on YouTube. I live stream every single Friday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And yeah, so if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. Subscribe, stick around, and let's grow on YouTube together. All right, cool. Catch you guys next time. Bye.